Welcome if you're new here, welcome back if you're not. My name is Kenzie, this is my book channel, and this isn't the best reading month I've ever had, but I did really well. I read 4 whole books this month. I know, that's just like such a big number. But you know what, I'm proud of myself considering the fact that I was in a little bit of a slump during February, and in the beginning of March, but we're getting back into it. So I'm going to talk about the 4 books that I read. So first up, this was supposed to be a February book, but I think I read like 1 chapter in February and then the rest all in March. So we're counting it towards March. And that was The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. It was cute, as always, but it was extremely predictable. Her parents made me mad in the book, and it just was not my favorite. Which, I mean, this is only the second book I've read by her, but was not my favorite. I think I gave it like a 4 or like 4.5 star or something like that. I don't know. But, I don't know. It was cute in some parts, but I probably could have handled going my whole life without reading it. Not gonna lie. Well, actually, no. Scratch that. I could not, because her grandma... Bro, I love her grandma. Her grandma is just so batty, so funny. Love her. So, but that is my opinions on this. This is going to be a really short video. Next up, we have King of Pride, which has a crap ton of water damage. I accidentally dropped it in the tub when I was taking a bath. Alright, this one. So cute. So stinking cute. I love the way Kai and Isabella are with each other. I love how they're like, yeah, like, technically we're not supposed to date, but at the same time, like, who cares? Like, who actually cares? And I love it. I love the way Kai defends her. I love his, like, witty attitude. I love that Isabella is unapologetically herself. Does she say super out-of-pocket things that might not be the most appropriate at certain times? Yes, but she's still absolutely hilarious and just, like, absolutely true to herself. Yes, and I think that's why Kai likes her so much, or loves her so much. So, I am mad though because it left off on a cliffhanger, which I'm assuming, like, I kind of understood like where it was going. Basically, the cliffhanger was a question, and I assumed the answer. It wasn't that hard to figure it out. Like, there was no way the answer was anything other than yes. That I've given away what the question was, but if so, I'm sorry. If not, cool. But it was not my favorite. Like, I loved it, but it was not my favorite in the series so far. I've only read the first 3. King of Wrath was my favorite so far, but King of Pride, you know, it was pretty good. I think I gave it like a 4.5 or 4.75 star. I don't know. I'll like screenshot and put it somewhere on the screen what my Goodreads review was. So, next, why is this still under my arm? I could have put that down. Next, and this is the one that I just finished, we have King of Greed. This is the 3rd installment in the Kings of Sin series. And then it goes King of Sloth, and then King of Envy, which comes out very soon, at the end of this month, actually. Anyway, I don't actually know what I want to rate this yet. Like, it was really good, and I did a whole lot of highlighting and like annotating, not in the actual book, but when I was reading it on the Kindle app. But it is so cute, and there are just scenes where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I love that. That's adorable. But at the same time, there are things about this book that I'm like, the way things easily could have been fixed, and it's making me mad. But I do love how protective Dominic is over her. And I do love how eventually he's like, yeah, okay, I understand why you're mad at me. I don't like the fact that you're mad at me. I don't like the fact that I hurt you. The fact that I hurt you hurts me. And it is very, very, very adorable at some points. The last book I read in March was Five Survive by Holly Jackson. Reason I read this was because I had to do like a reread according to the TBR jar, and I really loved this book the first time I read it, and I enjoyed it the second time as well, although there were parts where I was like, yeah, I remember that from the last time I read it, and I'm still angry about it. Or like, oh, yeah, see, I recognize this part, I remember this part, I said something about this part last time, but didn't actually think things through at the time. So I just left my rating the same as when I'd read it the first time. Nothing really changed on that. So, and you know what, while we're here, I will mention the whole one book I read in February, and even then I didn't really read it that much. I more listened to it, and that was Heartless Hunter. Kristen Cicerelli, I think, is who it's by. I know so many people are gonna hate on me for this because so many people love it, but I didn't love it that much. Like, I didn't hate it, it just wasn't my cup of tea. But it wasn't bad. I don't think I'm gonna end up reading Rebel Witch. But, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, that is unfortunately all I've got for my March reading wrap up. Like, I didn't read a whole lot, but I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. The books I had left over that I meant to read were The Cruel Prince by Holly Black and Betting on You by also by Lynn Painter. Which at least one of them I am probably gonna read this week before I start on my April TBR. And then I also was going to read ACOTAR this month, and then I just never got around to it. So that'll be for a later on video at some point, hopefully. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this was a very short, kind of random video, but yeah, I will see you guys hopefully next week. Hopefully.